Hey guys, Kurz here with you today. Today I want to go over a little kind of comparison versus here of these 5 HTP supplements. Kind of say that 3 times real fast there. Kind of tough to come out here. But all right, so we have on this side we have the company Nutricost. Over here we have the company Now. I'm a fan of both of these companies. I've used, both of these brands for years and mix and match. As a general rule, I've been very happy with both, so I don't have anything negative to say about that type of stuff. So for the most part, we're just looking at the actual supplement itself and some of the ingredients in it. All right, so let's go over first the Nutricost. So we have on the front here 200 milligrams per serving. Got a little picture of some scientific stuff here. All right, on the side, suggested use. As a dietary supplement, take 1 capsule daily with 8 to 12 ounces of water or as directed by your healthcare professional. It is third-party tested, which is always something really nice to see. Non-GMO, gluten-free, and then it does have a little warning, things like that. I'm not going to read all that stuff to you. All right, supplement facts. Serving size, 1 capsule, and that contains 200 milligrams of 5 HTP. And it also has I'm assuming it's a scientific name here, and there's no way I'm going to be able to pronounce that. All right, made and quality tested in the USA with globally sourced ingredients. Globally, okay. So I guess they actually got the ingredients globally, meaning from all over, anywhere, but it's made in the USA. So something interesting there. All right, so look at this one here. This one says double strength H5-HTP. That says double strength. Okay, they both have 200 milligrams, but this one just says it is what it is over here. This one, they're promoting it or advertising it here as double strength. And it's still just one capsule per serving, so not really sure why this one is considered double strength, but maybe we'll see something along the way here. All right, on the front. Let's see, double strength, 5 HTP, 200 milligrams, and it says here it is a neurotransmitter support. No idea what that is, but I'm assuming that's something good, or they wouldn't smack it right there in front of the label here. Supports a positive mood with glycine, taurine, and inositol. I'm sorry if I butcher that name here. All right, so that is one thing I'm seeing different. Both of them are taken, or one serving size here is 1 capsule, but on the Now you are getting other things. You have niacin, and there's a scientific name for it, and then it makes it simpler here, vitamin B3. It has 20 milligrams, which is 125% of your daily value. Vitamin B6, 2 milligrams, which is 118% of your value. And then it has 5 HTP, 200 milligrams. That one, they're not specifying the value. They just kind of put this little, I don't know, not really sure what that picture would be there, but it's something on there letting you know, I guess there's no recommended value on that. And then they have glycine. They specify that's a free form. 100 milligrams. Taurine, and they specify the free form, 100 milligrams of that also. And then finally, inositol. And that is, they don't specify free form, so I don't know what that means anyway, but they're not specifying it. 100 milligrams that also. And as far as the other ingredients here, let's see what little kind of comparison on that real quick. Over here we have rice flour, hyperomoles, which is a cellulose, I guess, capsule here. Oh, Chihuahua sees something going on. All right, on this one we have that same ingredient, the hyperomoles, and then a few other things. I'm not going to keep butchering all this stuff here. I can't pronounce any of them. But this has, it looks like a few more as far as the other ingredients go here. And that could just be something to keep the powder from clumping together. I honestly don't know. All right, so let's see what they look like difference. All right, first the smell. I get a slight, almost sweet, maybe a little bit of sour smell. Not in a bad way, just kind of a sweet sour. This one actually smells a little bit different. I get a little bit less of that kind of sour tartness to it. This one, yeah, definitely a little bit of sourness. The reason I point that out is my wife has a hard time taking supplements or anything that kind of smells funny or a little bit strong smelling. So that's something I always kind of keep in mind if I'm trying to convince her to take something. If I take a big smell of it and it just about knocks me down, I'm not even going to bother. I'm not even going to try to talk her into taking it. She doesn't have like allergic reaction or anything. It's almost just like a gag reflex and makes her just nauseous. So, you know, I've learned years ago just to stop trying to force her to take stuff that doesn't smell good or has too strong of a smell. Again, this one here it's not super strong, but I definitely do smell a little bit of a kind of a tartness to it or sourness. All right, again, so both of these are one capsule per serving. So I'm just going to get a couple of these out so we can kind of see what the difference is here. All right, so this one here goes with this, and this one there goes with that. So at a glance, they pretty much look identical to me. I'm not really seeing any difference, which is honestly, I'm actually surprised because they both have the same amount of 5 HTP, but the one on the left here also has, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, a little over 500 milligrams of extra stuff. So I'm very surprised that they're the exact same. So I'm not really sure how they did that or why this one's not small or large. I'm not, but they look identical. So another thing I always kind of take into consideration, again, this is for my wife. Again, not only does she not like the strong smells, she has a hard time taking supplements in general. That's why it's so difficult for me to talk her into anything. But if it's a real big, almost like a horse pill, she's going to have a very hard time getting that down. But I would say, if anything, these are actually a hair smaller than, you know, kind of what I would consider an average size capsule. So that would be good for her. Again, that it's smaller, be easier to get down. And as far as the smell, let me see if I can smell it out here. Because a lot of times if you stick your nose in a bottle, you can really smell stuff. But if you actually take it out and smell it, it's not too strong. So this one didn't have a strong smell anyway. So we start with this one. I don't smell anything at all. This is the one I did smell, a little bit of kind of tart or sourness. And that one, I don't smell it. Once I pulled it out of the packaging here, out of the bottle, I don't smell that at all. So I don't think she would have a hard time taking either one of these. Me personally, it doesn't bother me. So I don't really care, for the most part anyway, what it smells like. I'm going to be okay with it. But it just depends on if you're a little bit picky on that stuff, or maybe someone in your family's a little bit picky. Just something to keep in mind. But I don't think she would have an issue either way. Again, even though I do smell some a little bit stronger in the bottle, once I take it out, I don't smell anything. So I would definitely recommend either one for anybody looking for a 5 HTP supplement. But there you go, guys. So I hope somebody out there got something from this video. And thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.